Yo dudes, this is Zach Scott here for my probably drunkest tutorial yet. I'm gonna steal this tutorial straight from the comments section of the latest Jimmerlin's tutorial. Because a viewer brought up an interesting camera move that came up in Valve's Meet the Spy video, in which the camera pans quickly from a big giant computer that has a bunch of words to a soldier grabbing a shotgun, and it's an impossible pan. And so the commenter basically asked, how did they do that pan? And it's one of my favorite little tricks in tutorial, or not in tutorial, in filming. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this soldier up here, well, this demo man, sorry, and this soldier down here, and pan between them, even though that pan is physically impossible. See, here we have this soldier up here, and here we have this demo man down here, or vice versa, whatever the fuck. Like I said, I'm really drunk right now. But we're gonna do this pretty quickly and pretty simply. It's basically relying on the fact that good editing is all about hiding the edits. If you make a film where it's simple and clear and difficult for the like the story is simple, the direction is clear, but the viewer can't really tell when you made the edit, they just know that suddenly they're in a different scene, that's successful. So it's all about hiding the edits and warping space entirely. I do this a shit ton in my own work. Because usually the geometry of a level won't necessarily work for what you want to do if you want to do something crazy. So I just like to hide the edit inside of pan. So I'm going to quickly do this, where what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this camera, take this camera, cam 2, create an animation set, yep, and I'm going to go to my second shot and create animation set. Oh, looks like I've already done, no? There we go. Sorry, I just had to scroll over it. Create animation set. And all I'm going to do is make two identical pans. So from the demo man, I'm going to pan to the soldier. So with the demo man, I'm going to pan right. And with the soldier, I'm going to pan in right from the left. So it's really simple. So I'll just grab this guy, grab keyframe, movement, graph mode, make one of those. Yep. And I'm just going to pan over. Boom. Simple. Ah, fuck, way too slow though. Let's make this maybe half a second long. So I'll put that over there, put this half a second. So it's a quick pan, and then a little bit towards the middle we cut. Yeah, so quick pan. And then with the soldier, I'm just gonna grab the soldier's camera and make another quick pan. In, basically. Yep. So, motion graph, grab that. Do a pan and a pan, and so I want to end on this keyframe. So on the first keyframe, I want to pan in from the side. So that. So check this out. I'm just going to take this pan that I made and offset it halfway between the point, the edit point, basically. So, and it's close to halfway. You don't actually have to be super precise in this. It's a fun little trick, though. And I'm going to do one of these. So I'm going to grab this guy and bring this in halfway. So as I pan, I cut to the soldier. So it's a very hidden pan. Actually, I need to make this a little bit longer to show what I'm talking about. But it's a very tricky little pan here. And the edit point is still there. It's just right in the middle of the shot. So you can use this in almost any kind of shot. And the edit point is almost imperceptible because of the movement, especially when you throw a motion blur on here. It'll just really just blend in, and it'll make the edit feel like it didn't even happen, even though clearly, you know, we're in a different spot or whatever. It also means that we could have the illusion that this soldier guy is right in the same scene with that spy, or demo man, even though he's not. I'm totally fucking up the names of these guys, but you get my point. This guy could be standing right next to this guy because of the way we did the pan, even though we know for a fact that one is way up here on this cliff and one is down here on this thing. We can even blow this up further. Doesn't necessarily just have to be a pan. One of my favorite tricks to do, and one that I used in Mass Effect 3, is a nice is hiding a zoom actually in inside of a cut. So we'll start on this demo man, and we will zoom out to this soldier, and we'll zoom out into almost an identical shot scale So it's a completely impossible trick, but it hides the edit and it makes you feel, I don't know, happy inside. Let's just go with that. So I'm just gonna grab this. I'm gonna destroy the thing I made before. I'm just gonna grab this zoom, and I'm gonna make a keyframe where I'm zoomed somewhat out. So I'm gonna pull back and widen my scope, or widen my frame, and make it. Whoops! Oh shit! What have I done? Sorry, I'm not in the camera view. Here we go. I'm gonna pull back and open my frame up, and now I have a quick zoom where I zoom out, and I'm gonna bring that halfway over so it's covered by the edit point. And then the same with my soldier. I'm just gonna grab this guy, grab the camera, delete the previous garbage, and since I'm zooming out, I want to continue zooming out on this shot, so I'm just gonna start extra close to the soldier and extra zoomed in. So I'm gonna bring that halfway over, and it's hard to tell here, but it's because it's going so slowly in the capture. But if I turn off lighting, it'll move a little faster. It's a fairly hidden cut, really. You gotta take my word on this one. Let's see here, camera one. I bet I can tweak this a bit better to tighten it up just by adjusting the speed here. So, but you can see how I've just taken a simple cut between two shots and really just kind of hid it in the motion of the frame. You can do this with camera motion, you can do this with character motion. It's all about just hiding the edits, and anything dirty that you can do, like what I'm doing here, is fine. All it comes down to is whether or not your audience noticed the edit, and if they didn't, then you've succeeded. So, I don't know. It's a fun little trick. I saw somebody asking how to do it, so I figured I'd throw this together. Hope you learned a little bit from it. If you didn't, you know, whatever. But it's just a quick little move that you can kind of adapt to any sort of situation. It works for animations, it works for lights. It's really fucking versatile to hide anything on the edit. We could, like, fuck. It'd be a really extreme example, but we could have this demo man, for example, punch, and then have this soldier get kicked. But if we hid the motion in the edit, it would be fine, and the viewer would never notice that, holy shit, that demo man just threw his fist, but that soldier just got hit by a foot. That's a really extreme example, but I'm pretty sure that if I were to do it here now, you wouldn't even notice it. It's just the tricks of editing and cutting between motion, and it's all fun, it's all fancy. Have a good time. I'm gonna maybe drink some water. Peace!